Let's try on corsets at Dark Garden Corsetry's annual Rummage Sale. Every year we host our Rummage Sale where we sell pre-loved corsets from clients and from our archive, as well as seconds quality stock and other samples. The Rummage Sale takes place every July. In-person shopping starts with a VIP night and extends all day Saturday. We used to have a line down the block. These days, we organize shoppers with time-slotted ticketing. After the in-person experience has concluded, remote shoppers can see and call dibs on the remaining corsets via our Instagram live stream, which you are now watching at a very accelerated pace. We take in dozens of consignment corsets, and they all vary widely in terms of age and fabrication. From the turn of the millennium to post-COVID, from poplin to full ensembles inspired by our couture collections. The piece K Models was inspired by our Weekend at the Manor collection, in wool with cognac brown leather accents. Lindsay is wearing a Valentine in limited edition blue satin. Rummage Sale corsets, in addition to offering rare and discontinued fabrications, also come in a variety of fits. The size offerings vary from year to year, and while many standard fit corsets are always available, including markdowns on current floor stock inventory, there are also personalized fit and bespoke pieces to choose from. Autumn is wearing one such bespoke piece, color blocked in a black leather and red brocade combination. This style is a slight variation on our Ziza, featuring spaghetti straps and a softened sweetheart neckline. I would guess this corset is at least 20 years old, and you can see that it remains in excellent condition, a testament to both the materials and construction. Jordy wears another color-blocked bespoke piece. The Alicia is the sibling to the Aziza, strapless and with a straight or scooped neckline. Here, the front panel is solid black, as are the bone casings on a dove gray background, drawing attention to the diagonal lines that characterize the style. While we aim to book a range of models to fit different size corsets for the live stream, it's hard to cover the full array of the many available corsets, especially since there's no knowing in advance which pieces will be left come the day of the live stream. So here we have Lindsay wearing a tailored cincher in black leather, which may be close to her size, but is not a proportion we'd typically recommend for her hourglass figure. Now Kay shows off a style that you could still order to have recreated for yourself today. This is a Cupid, our most popular corset style, in purple dot brochet. Brochet fabrics are designed specifically for corsetry, and as such are a favorite choice for daily wear, due to their strength and how readily they mold to the body. As they are so densely woven, they also don't typically need to be backed with our fusible interfacing, which makes them more breathable. Autumn's corset features a discontinued bird brocade. This was the fabric of the year at Rummage Sale 2025. We had quite a few corsets in several different colors of this brocade. I believe this piece is a Sweetheart Victorian, the bespoke equivalent to our standard fit Sweetheart and Valentine styles. All three have similar lines, from the neckline to the vertical seams. The difference lies in the number of panels, 4 for the Sweetheart, 5 for the Valentine, and 6 for the bespoke Sweetheart Victorian. More panels means more seams, each of which is an opportunity to create and refine shape. This looks to be a piece from the Signature collection on Lindsay, a Sweetheart in Café au lait poplin. The Signature collection contains classic fabrications, which are always kept in stock and offered year-round. In poplin, we offer both classic black and the Café au lait, which can serve as a more neutral option for a foundation piece. Kay models another Cupid, this one in French blue satin. French blue is a gorgeous double-faced silk satin, a complex and subtle color with sophisticated gray-green undertones. At the time of this recording, French blue is not currently in-house as a limited edition fabrication. However, it remains available for special order for an additional fee. Autumn wears a Sweetheart from our original Signature collection launch. While we still offer red poplin with a lace overlay, the lace has changed from this scroll motif to our current cartouche lace. Given the ongoing rotation in our supply chain, it's possible that the lace will change again in the future. Always, we'll be sure to expertly mirror the lace design in both the cutting and stitching processes. Autumn is also wearing one of our Annabelle boleros in the current cartouche lace. This may have been at Rummage due to a flaw in the material, construction error, or as an earlier prototype from when the style was in development. One of the variations in our signature range is our Naturals collection of nude-to-you fabrications. We started with the same high-quality double-face silk satin in a curated collection of not just different shades, but different undertones. While the Naturals line is intended for foundation wear, some of our clients also appreciate the selection as fashion colors. Naturals corsets are available in multiple construction options, including tone-matched risque mesh, as you see here. Lindsay is showing off more leather and another Annabelle bolero for you. I believe this black leather is a prototype of vegan leather, not plastic, but plant-based. Unfortunately, this experiment did not meet our standards. While it may be suited to other applications, it's ultimately a bit heavy and stiff for corsetry. The quest for sustainable, animal-free leather continues. The Annabelle Bolero is in silver and black lace. While I believe the fabric is unavailable for restock, we still have some full-quality boleros remaining on the sales floor. Kay is back with a fun, limited edition Eden. This is an unconventional combination of black patent leather and black risque mesh. Our risque line is offered in the signature collection in satin and mesh, but we've also done brocades as well as both matte and patent leather for the solid panels. The Eden is the newest addition to our standard fit line. While this piece is a good size or two too big for Kay, evidenced by the extra space at her hips even with it laced closed, it's our curviest style, originally designed with serious waist trainers in mind. It also works well for those who are naturally corset-shaped and need a more extreme shape in order to experience the feeling of waist reduction. Autumn wears another favorite risque combination, the Byzantine brocade with black mesh, shown here in a Victorian cut overbust. The Byzantine brocade delightfully combines a broad color palette, which provides an array of styling opportunities as you can extract and emphasize your choice of so many different colors and still have a cohesive final effect. Geordie showcases a vintage deadstock peach brochet on a waspy corset. The waspy, and its sister style, the corselet, are remarkably versatile. While they offer less in the way of back and low stomach support, they provide lovely waist definition for virtually all body types with minimal restriction to mobility. They can be styled as a wide fashion belt for day wear or worn as foundation. And for those with shorter torsos, the waspy can be worn as a standard underbust, comfortably covering from lap to pectoral level. Lindsay models another Cupid in a limited edition risque combination. This glowing purple satin is not currently available, although we can special order a similar shade. You can see compared to the tailored cincher she showed us earlier, the Cupid suits her proportions much better, following the curves of her hips and lacing with a parallel gap in the back. Layering the black mesh on a black dress makes the mesh panels almost invisible, but you can also wear a print or even a velvet beneath the mesh to create a different kind of cohesion. While there are dozens of corsets that you will only see at Rummage Sale, it's also an excellent opportunity to shop floor stock, which is rarely discounted otherwise. So we like to show those pieces off in the live stream as well. Kay wears a waspy in what I believe is pink champagne satin, one of our naturals fabrics. As I mentioned earlier, some of our clients like to wear those fabrics for fashion rather than foundation. Pink champagne is one of the most popular choices for that use. Kay is also wearing a wiggle skirt from our signature separates line and a crystal beaded necklace. This sweetheart Geordie wears is in one of my favorite laces, which sadly is no longer available. It's a fine fishnet style pattern, and something about it gives the poplin beneath a bit of a glowing quality, as well as adding depth to the base color. We typically finish our lace overlay corsets with bone casings and binding in black satin to match the lace. You can see on this corset that sometimes our smaller size corsets also run a bit shorter through the torso. Each style in our line is graded slightly differently to suit various figure types. Here we have one of our Alexandra corsets, the most complex style in our standard fit line. The Alexandra is a historical mélange with a gusseted flat front and straps reminiscent of stays and hip coverage like a Victorian corset. The Alexandra is also a gender-flexible style due to the flat front, which works for incredible lift on a full bust and lays smoothly if not filled out. Full-hipped individuals will likely need a gap adjustment to increase the lower circumference and allow for parallel lacing. Kay is wearing, you guessed it, the Cupid. This example is made from a damask-style brocade in a rich red. We received a limited batch of this damask in both true red and a deep muted claret. This is one of those cases where a limited edition fabric is truly limited, unable to be special ordered in the future. So if you're drawn to this motif, we recommend starting your order soon or coming into the boutique to try on this one from our inventory. Curious about the difference between the Eden and the Cupid? Here's a side-by-side comparison. They have some similarities, offering similar coverage and 5-panel shaping. The Eden is a more dramatic proportion with a nipped-in waist that sits closer to the top of the pelvic crest. Its back gently skims away from the shoulder line to minimize the potential for spillover. The Eden also has the most complicated grading of any of our styles. Each section of the size run is carefully fine-tuned to follow the wearer's underlying anatomy to maximize the waist reduction. This means the Eden gets curvier and curvier as you go up the size range, accommodating for the increased compressibility of larger sizes. It is also unique in that the waist dips in the front, which helps anchor the reduction and keep the stomach flat. Geordie is wearing a particularly unusual bespoke piece, the cutout Victorian. This bust framing style in many ways resembles our popular high-back underbust Victorian, but the crisscrossed spaghetti straps give it an entirely different finished effect. One of the delights of bespoke work is that the same style from our line sheet will turn out very differently depending on who it's made for. Each line is completely tailored to the individual, from the overall length to the shape of the bottom line and angle of each seam. This is achieved through a rigorous fitting process with multiple mock-ups, unlike our made-to-order styles, which are fit from our silhouette library and go straight into production after a single optional round of pattern adjustments. Autumn is wearing another Weekend at the Manor inspired bespoke corset, paired with a duochrome wiggle skirt. The corset is an Alicia style with a contrast panel in cognac brown leather, which visually continues via leather lapel-shaped straps. The straps cross in the back and buckle onto the wool body of the corset. Contrasting with the previous cutout Victorian, Geordie now wears a more classic example of the high-back underbust Victorian. Some of our earliest imagery features Autumn in a corset very much like this one, in a gray pinstripe wool. We like to lean into the tailored feeling of the style, accenting the bottom line with vest-like points in front and discreetly pattern-matched pockets. Lindsay pairs a coffee bean brocade valentine with leather bullets with a Calico de la Fée darling cocoon in black spiderweb lace. Leather bullets are a popular add-on, protecting the high-friction stress point at the end of the bone channels via triangular leather appliques. I recommend this upgrade for any corset that will be worn frequently. This corset also has a matte black busk, which I think provides a very polished effect on any black corset. We saw the Victorian earlier in brocade risque. Here Kay shows the style in classic black poplin. This particular piece from our Rummage inventory was likely either a training corset for a new stitcher in production, or was simply pulled from the Silhouette Library rotation once it got a little too broken in. You can see that the 4-panel Victorian has an absolutely gorgeous hip curve, and its smooth front works well for small and large busts alike. Another Victorian for you, this time in our classic risque combination of black satin and black mesh. Notice how the red from Geordie's red tap shorts peeks through the mesh on her hips. This effect can also be utilized to show off tattoos. Autumn shows off what may have been the most special of 2025's Rummage Sale consignment offerings. This lavender satin ensemble was tried on by several people with very different proportions at Rummage Sale this year. It did eventually find a loving new home. The corset has a neckline that is almost a cross between the Sweetheart Aziza lines and Scooped Alicia with the over-the-shoulder straps. The mermaid skirt skims the hips and flows at the hem. There's even a matching garter belt with black lace overlay. A third Weekend at the Manor inspired corset. Geordie wears a dolly mop overbust with a cognac leather front and wool back. The side seams on the dolly mop are characteristically close to the front line, so you get a little peek of the wool tracing the silhouette. Leather continues across the back in the form of the binding. This black satin Victorian looks to have been personalized for someone with a longer torso and fuller bust. Autumn has it styled with a velvet skirt with pickups, a perfect look for visiting us at the Dickens Fair this holiday season. Geordie wears a risque corset from our Naturals line in soft mocha satin. The Valentine is our best-selling overbust, with 5 panels for those whose hourglass is more than half full. This sophisticated style could be worn as outerwear or foundation. Rose wears another Valentine corset in what looks to be fawn sateen couture. To my eye, this corset probably has a few personalizations. Most conspicuously, it has a much shorter hip than our standard fit. Fit personalizations are one of the best investments you can make in a made-to-order corset, as we keep your personal pattern on file for subsequent orders of the same size and style. This style is named the Empress, and it's a bespoke sibling to our standard fit Alexandra. The Empress omits the bust gusset for a wide, Y-shaped front panel. As a bespoke, this piece was clearly made with a much more dramatically nipped-in waist than the ready-to-wear Alexandra. Autumn has it styled with our Madame X skirt in black velvet. Our high-back underbust Victorian is back in black sateen with black leather binding. The curves of the waist are contrasted with the front vest points. High-back corsets lace from the hips to the nape of the neck, offering extra back support, while the straps stabilize shoulders. They're a popular choice for hypermobility, scoliosis, and posture improvement. Silk and lace in black and red. Rose wears a signature lace overlay Valentine with red poplin beneath black cartouche lace and black satin bone casings and binding. Notice how the lace flows across the panels, seemingly continuous beneath the bone casings, perfectly mirrored from left to right. Lace overlay is one of the most luxurious fabrications that we offer. This radiant purple satin is back in a limited edition risque Sweetheart. The Sweetheart was one of our original standard fit styles. Over the years, we've expanded and revised the standard fit line, adding new styles, updating existing ones, and continually increasing our size offerings. While it's true that many of our customers and staff prefer to wear black, we do have some lighter offerings. like this understated combo featuring a creamy valentine and A-line skirt. When we presented our Shades of Ivory collection at the Edwardian Ball, we added a couple bonus looks to fill out the stage. This was Calico's contribution, a dolly mop sanza in ivory cotton sateen with shell pink taffeta binding, paired with a full-length circle skirt that has incredible movement. This waspy belt was an experiment with a new elastic. The wider width didn't align well at the front, demonstrating the importance of proper R&D. Rose wears a black leather waspy, showing off an easily nipped-in waist and demonstrating that black leather is a timeless classic. The waspy is also a popular choice for full-busted clients, who may need a bit more vertical real estate to accommodate their chest. This combination is part of our signature line, so if you'd like one in your size, it's available year-round. The final look from Rummage Sale 25 is an ensemble from the official Shades of Ivory collection. The Dolly Mop Sanza has a lancer placket and twisted bust detail in shell-colored taffeta, which also serves as the contrast lining in the matching high-low skirt. This collection was designed as a counterpart to Technicolor Sirens, which featured many of the same mid-century inspired silhouettes in vivid combinations of color-blocked taffeta.